Hello students, this is Unit 5 International Marketing Intelligence. So we are going to discuss this now. See, international marketing intelligence is a concept which talks about marketing research. That is because as we are residing in the era of globalization, it is very, very essential. We need to know the market very well. So we are not talking about just knowing it, we are talking it as an intelligence. That's mainly because there are so many brands of products and services, so many business entities that are giving a cutthroat competition to each other. It becomes very difficult for us to survive in that tough competition. So it is very, very essential for all the business organizations to be more and more intelligent regarding marketing aspect. We are not just talking about marketing intelligence, we are talking about international marketing intelligence, where it is very essential to have a sufficient and reliable information as a prerequisite for proper decision making, for achieving the business goals like profit maximization, sales maximization, or achieving the brand empire, becoming business magnets in the world. All these are very, very essential. So this chapter mainly focusing on two important aspects. What are the informations that are required for international marketing intelligence, and what are the marketing research aspects for every organization in order to know and understand the market very well for the success of the organization. So here, marketing intelligence is the first data set analyzed by the company for a specific market, where it could be related to population, the data regarding the population or infrastructural facilities, spending habits of the consumers, state or government regulations, etc., which is very essential for inculcating those data into business activities on day-to-day basis for achieving the objectives. So here, if we are talking about international marketing intelligence system, so there are various informations that are required. So first of all, there are various categories of the information required. Under that, first one is regarding markets, that is information required for markets. So markets mainly includes the consumers. So it is very essential to know about consumer behavior, how consumers are acting in the market, that is, what are their choice and preferences, what kind of demand patterns that they have, what kind of products and services that they are demanding in the market, are they repetitive buyers, are there are many prospective buyers, are they are attracting to other brands are they are moving or migrating from one brand to another. All these behaviors are very important. And as we know, like because of the increased job opportunities, income of the people, so the demand patterns are fluctuating and also it is increasing day by day. So that is also one of the reason why it is very essential to know about consumers, because without consumers there is no market at all. So it is very essential to know about the behavior of consumers in the market. Then information in the market is regarding the products. So here, if we are talking about products, what are the products that are available in the market? So how many brands of necessaries are there, comfortable products and services are there, luxury products and services are there in the market that need to be understood. So they have to know which are the brands that are available in the market. Then marketing channels. So it is also very essential that every organization must know different marketing channels, because for every product and services, marketing will vary, marketing strategies will vary. So they have to adopt a perfect marketing strategy for creating an awareness about the product, and in order to attract the customers for their products and services, it is very essential. It is possible only through marketing channels only. So that is why what kind of advertisement, whether it is oral communication, whether it is a sample, or whether it is a big advertisements, are very essential for the product. So based on the categories of the products and services, even the strategies also vary. So what kind of strategy that they have to adopt, that need to be known to the business organization. Then the next one is the communication media, how they can communicate to the customers in the market in order to make sure the customers will buy the products and services in the market. Then market responsiveness, it's a kind of post study, because when products are available, before the products are available, it is very essential to know about the market. Once the products are available in the market, products and services are available in the market, how people are responding, how the consumers are responding, what kind of response that they are giving to that any particular brand of products and services. You would have seen when you go for shopping, there will be so many feedbacks which are asked you in order to understand what kind of product we are, what brand of product that we are using, and why we are using that particular brand. Why can't we change? Are we open to change our demand patterns from one brand of products and services to another? All these are the essential and very essential data for any organization, and that is what is called as market responsiveness. Here the market is not responding, but the consumers in the market are responding either positively or negatively regarding a particular brand of product or service. So that is the first set of information required, which we call it as markets. Second one is the consumer groups. So under this consumer groups, we have to check whether they are the new entries of customers in the market, whether they are the prospective buyers. There will be some of the buyers who may even postpone, it's not possible to buy it now, we will buy it sometime after some time, maybe after a year, maybe after 2 years. So that kind of attitude will be there in the minds of customers. So they are called as prospective buyers. And repetitive buyers, sometimes what happens, people like to buy the same brand of products and services again and again. So we need to check, the organizations need to check among these repetitive buyers what kind of loyalty that they have towards that brand of products and services. How many such repetitive buyers are there? Based on that, it is possible to even plan for production of the products and services in the organization. Then third one is the market intermediaries. So it is also essential to know about market intermediaries like distributors, wholesale chain, or any such kind of intermediaries, because it is very essential for the organizations to plan for distribution of the products and services to different markets, both nationally, locally, regionally, as well as internationally. So it is very essential that they have to know about market intermediaries and their potentialities to market the products to customers or to the other line of distribution or the marketing chain. And it is also very essential to know about the cost of intermediaries. So cost of intermediaries in the form of commission, which is also part of this, because that is going to increase the expenses or the cost for the organization. So it is very essential to know about the cost of every chain of intermediaries and their functions as well as services, what kind of functions that they are performing. Are they mere distributors, or on behalf of the organization, are they going to market the commodities and services in the market, etc. Especially when it comes to international business, when any intermediary is taking an initiative and responsibility to sell the products and services in the host market, so it becomes a double responsibility on the part of the organization to know about that particular intermediary, what kind of strategy that intermediary is adopting in the host market on behalf of the organization to establish it as a very good brand in the host market. So that is also very essential. Then they have to know about the competition. So level of competition at different levels of market, local, national, or international market, because the intensity of competition will be in the increasing order, because sometimes if we are talking about international market, it may even become exponential, because we cannot expect or predict the number of competitors in the international market. So it is very, very essential to understand as well as to have an awareness about various competitions in the international market. Okay, then next they have to know about foreign exchange. So here if we are talking about the foreign exchange, as we are talking about international business, it's very essential how it is going to, what kind of currency that we are using in the international business activity, and how far it is going to helpful for achieving the aim of profit maximization for the organization at the micro level, and how far it is going to help in correcting the balance of payment disequilibrium, that is how it is going to help the nation as a whole to earn national income as well as increase in the GDP. Then general business environment. So they have to know about general business environment as well, because whether it's a business cycle, so cyclical fluctuations will be definitely there in the business. So whether business is now booming, or whether it is under recession, or whether it is completely under deterioration, or whether we are experiencing prosperity or recovery stage. So unless and until the fluctuations of the business, the phases of fluctuations are known, it is not possible to have a proper business decision by the organization. See, now if we are talking about the present situation itself, we are facing lockdown, so there will be so many problems if you observe the stock market as well. But in the middle of this kind of problem that we are facing, if we are talking about America, there are so many deaths are happening, so many COVID-19 problems are happening, but still market is surviving. How it is possible? So that kind of fluctuations will be there in every country. So as a part of international business, it is very essential what kind of business environment is experienced in every country. So that is also very much required information for international marketing intelligence system. Okay, the next topic under this unit is marketing research. I think it is all very easy for you because already you are doing your projects. So marketing research. What is marketing research? It is a study conducted in the market in order to know about the marketing aspect of various products and services, about various brands, about customer and consumers' views, etc. So even branding, etc. So all these are related to marketing research. So marketing research is an essential criteria for any organization, because unless and until they study in depth any market, it is not possible for them to make a proper decisions regarding their production activity. And as a meaning, if we are talking about marketing research, it's a systematic gathering, recording and analyzing of data about problems relating to marketing of goods and services. So here it's a systematic gathering of. So they are going to collect the information in a systematic manner in the form of feedbacks, in the form of questionnaire. So and even the through the personal interviews, the information as data will be collected by the experts. Those data will be recorded for the purpose of analyzing the data, for the purpose of solving any marketing related problems, so that once that kind of problem is solved, it becomes very convenient for the organization to undertake further business activity. Here we are going to discuss under this particular topic process of marketing research. So first, actually it is given as introduction to marketing research. Just that is what we discuss now. It's nothing but what meaning of marketing research. Then we have untapped market market opportunities for products. So here marketing research is very essential for understanding, is there any untapped markets in the world, what kind of financial behavior they are facing in that particular country or market. So how can they increase the customer satisfaction, whether it is profitable for them if they step into that particular market, are there going to be a loyal customers in that particular market, and what are the total opportunities that are available. So all these are very, very essential aspects related to marketing research. Then uses of marketing research. First of all, why we need marketing research? To identify and adequately describe the markets and market segments and marketing mix. So here, first of all, we should identify the market. What kind of market? So it just giving an awareness about the market, plus it also divides, once we know the market, it divides it into various segments. So it is possible for the experts to understand different segments in the market. Like as I told you earlier, it may be local market, regional market, national market, international markets, etc. Then to gauge competition. So not to understand about competition, in order to weigh the competition, what kind of competition that they are facing, the organizations are going to be experienced in that particular market. Marketing research is very essential. Then marketing research is also very essential to know about customer expectations. See, customers are king in the market, right? So it is very essential. So their expectations are always increasing and unpredicting always. So it is very essential to understand unpredictable behavior of the customers in the market in order to cater their requirements, their needs so well, so that they will be loyal to the organization and a particular brand of commodities and services. Then we have finished actually marketing research. So scope of marketing activities. So there are 4 sources of information that is considered here. Syndicated services. So syndicated services, if we are talking about, so there will be different organizations. Every organization will conduct marketing research. So the information gathered by various organizations in groups will be analyzed, which is called a syndicated service. So marketing information system. So every business organization will have information system. They create information system through which the data are collected. That is very, very essential, which will be recorded, stored for analyzing the data of the customers in the market. Then decision support system. So based on the analysis, they are going to come to a conclusion what they have to do in future. So what are the future prospects? Whether they are going to continue the same line of products and services, or whether there is a necessary changes required in the products and services. All these are decision support system. Non-recurring proprietary research projects. So where there will be other research institutions who are going to conduct researches in the market to collect the data. Even if we are talking about government institution, government body, so NSSO, National Sample Survey Organization, collects the data regarding so many aspects. So like that, there are so many, even academicians or the researchers are conducting various types of researches. That is also going to act as source of information for organizations when they are analyzing the market. The next aspect is characteristics of ideal marketing information system. It includes real-time data. So real-time data is the current data what they are going to collect through primary sources of information, which generates regular reports and recurring studies as needed, integrates old and new data, and provides updates on the to identify trends. That is, whatever the data that is maintained under marketing information system plus the current data, so both they are going to compare and analyze what is required for the present condition and what are the future plans for the next market trends that is going to happen in near future. Then decision support system. So computer-based procedure allowing managers to interact directly with data using variety of methods and to integrate, analyze, interpret the information. So decision support system is where they are going to describe whatever the decision that they have made based on the analysis, which are mainly based on the data that they have collected. So database, data warehouse and data mining. So you are very much aware about all these aspects where assembled data, which we call it as database, which is stored in the organization as the requirement of base data. Then database analysis enables the marketers to understand the marketplace better and meet its needs more specifically. So we do have data warehouse, where huge collection of data from variety of internal sources and external sources. So as we know, each and every marketing research that is conducted and the data that they come up with, each and every data will be collected in these data warehouses, which is going to provide the necessary secondary source of information for all the market researchers who are conducting research on this particular aspect of marketing research. Then data mining, use of advanced and artificial intelligence techniques in order to identify the data or new trends in the data, in order to come to a meaningful relationship among various variables in the marketing research. Then if we are talking about major data sources, so as you all know very well, internal source, external source. Internal source is from the Salesforce or sales records, etc. And we do have two types of data, right? Primary data and secondary data. Primary data is personally collected data. So the new data gathered for the purpose of study is primary data. Secondary data is the data already gathered. So as I was telling, the data warehouse, where the data are all collected and gathered and stored. So from those data warehouses, it is possible to gather the secondary source of information for the purpose of study analysis. So that is secondary data. Then we have other sources of data also, like records and reports within the firm. Okay, it's called a simulation method. So where artificial market is created, so some of the employees are made as buyers and some of the employees are made as sellers. So sellers will have different brands of the products, and buyers, the so-called nominated buyers, who are employees actually, so they are given some amount of money and they are going to buy the products according to their choice and preferences. So no interference from the organizers, and these buyers are going to buy according to their choice and preferences. So the records, they are going to record who is going to, how many of them are going to buy what kind of the products and what brand of products from different sellers in that particular simulated market. So there they are going to record and come to a conclusion what is the level of branding that they have for their brand of products in the market. So that is what the reports within the firm. Then we do have library sources of information, like where there are so many theories that are framed and constructed based on these kind of aspects. So library source of information, and of course, like different levels of government records. So as I was talking about NSS Word, that's a wonderful source of information, sample survey organization, which provides the data regarding each and every aspect, that also act as a data warehouse for example, because they do have all kinds of necessary data stored from so long. So it's not only for 1 or 2 years, they do maintain all different sources of information. So the other source includes trade, professional and business associations, private research from advertisement media, university research programs. You are also doing the projects. If you are doing it promptly, that is also going to, when you publish it, it is going to act as a data for the future marketing studies for the organizations. Then data collection instruments. So carefully choosing the question wording, determinants of response forms, designing the questionnaire layout. I think you all very much aware about this, pre-tested selected forms and questionnaires. All these are, which means when they are conducting research, as we discussed in the meaning itself, it is a systematic gathering. So marketing research is not a vague study. So as there is a problem, as there is a research gap that is being identified by the researcher, it becomes inevitable for the researcher to collect the information, gather the information in a more systematic manner. So they have to follow the research methodologies only in order to collect as well as gather the information. So that is why the data collection instruments are also in a more systematic manner. Whichever the sampling methods or the instruments that they are using for data collection, everything need to be highly systematic. Then analyzing the data, once the data is collected, so that those data need to be analyzed in order to identify the relationships in the variables, trends, marketing trends, patterns. Okay, it may be in the form of oral as well as written reports. So suppose if we are talking about written reports, as you all know, like there must be 5 units. So you have to define the research problem, then you have to talk about research design and sampling. So whether it is a case study method or marketing survey method or the field investigation report or evaluation report or action research or what laboratory research, what kind of research that you are conducting. So research design and sampling is also included in the written reports. Then if it is a written report as per marketing research requirement, it is very essential that they have to even follow the presentation of the report. So when they are presenting the report, it should be in a more systematic manner. As earlier, it should contain 5 units: introduction, which includes about the information, general information regarding marketing research, then the research design as I was telling now, and then they have to give the method of data collection, what type of data that they have collected, whether it is through observation method, under simulation method, as I was telling, that simulated market, not simulation, it's a simulated market where the data are collected only through observation. So even in the market, there will be so many researchers, they will be observing all the customers in the market, what products that they are, what brand of products that they are buying in the market. Based on their observation, they are going to decide on which brand is more popular in the market, or whether it is through questionnaire method. So that is the data collection, sample survey, etc. Then the other chapter, when they are presenting it in the form of a report, it should be the measurement of data analysis. That is the 4th unit, what you are going to do, that is what you are doing in your project also. So that is data analysis and interpretation. The collected data will be interpreted and analyzed using the statistical tools in order to come to a particular perfect decision in order to identify the solution for the problem that they have identified as a research gap. Then presentation of the report. So they have to present it in the form of a report. So what are the steps that are involved in presenting or writing the report? So logical analysis of the subject matter, preparation of the final outline, preparation of the first draft, rewriting and polishing the draft, preparation of the final bibliography, writing the final draft. So all these are the structures of the final report. So that is also very important aspect, because just gathering the information and analyzing the information is not sufficient, but it has to be presented in the form of a report is very essential. So all these are part of marketing research. Thank you.